Plaintiffs' North American lawyer Stephen Donziger believes that Ecuadorian courts are corrupt.
All the judges here are corrupt.
They're all corrupt. It's their birthright to be corrupt. Why? Because they get paid so little. It's the culture. It's disgusting.
So instead of trying to participate in a fair trial, Donziger set out to exploit the weaknesses of the Ecuadorian system to his advantage through bribes, fear, and public pressure.
Right.
But hold on a second. This is Ecuador. Okay? You can say whatever you want. In the end of the day, there's 1,000 people around the courthouse, you're going to get what you want. We have concluded that we need to do more politically to control the court, to pressure the court. We believe they make decisions based on who they fear the most, not based on what the law should dictate. But it's a critically important moment because we want to send a message to the court that don't fuck with us anymore, not now and not later and never.
Plaintiffs' lawyers threatened judges, falsified expert reports, bribed court officials, and conspired with the supposedly independent court expert to commit perjury, all with the goal of extorting money from Chevron Corporation. In contrast, Chevron Corporation never engaged in these corrupt practices. The plaintiffs' corruption extended to the 188-page, $18.2 billion judgment in their favor. Text from 6 of the plaintiffs' internal documents appear verbatim in the judgment, documents that were never presented legally to the Ecuadorian court. One federal court in the United States found, Chevron has shown to anyone with common sense that the judgment is a blatant cut-and-paste exercise. In 2012, Alberto Guerra, a former presiding judge of the Lago Agrio case, came forward with the truth. The plaintiff's lawyers made a secret arrangement with Judge Zambrano when he took over the case. For $1,000 per month, Guerra would ghostwrite Zambrano's orders and steer the case in plaintiff's favor. Alberto Guerra produced a computer containing draft orders and records of payments from the plaintiff's team and Zambrano for his work as Zambrano's ghostwriter. In a declaration made under penalty of perjury, Guerra confirmed that this scheme extended to the judgment. The reason the plaintiff's documents appear in the judgment is because they arranged with Judge Zambrano to write it themselves, promising Zambrano $500,000 when they collected on the judgment. The plaintiff's own Ecuadorian law expert, Raul Rosero, testified under oath that, assuming Guerra's account is true, Zambrano and the plaintiff's lawyers are criminals.
Accepting Mr. Guerra's declaration as true as you have for purposes of your expert report, do you agree with me that Judge Zambrano has committed the crime of bribery?
Entonces, si aceptamos la declaración del señor Guerra como verdadera para los propósitos de su informe pericial, entonces usted coincide conmigo de que el juez Zambrano cometió el delito de cohecho.
Objection, scope.
Objeto, alcance.
You may answer.
Puede responder.
En el evento que sea cierto,
In case that is true,
cometió cohecho Zambrano.
Zambrano committed the act of bribery.
And accepting the facts in the Guerra declaration as true, Mr. Fajardo, who offered to pay money to Judge Zambrano and to Mr. Guerra, has also committed the crime of bribery, correct?
Y si aceptamos como verdaderos, como verídicos, los hechos dispuestos en la declaración de Guerra, entonces el señor Fajardo, que según esa declaración ofreció pagarle dinero al juez Zambrano y al señor Guerra también, entonces Fajardo también cometió el delito de cohecho.
Objection, scope.
Objeto, alcance.
Aunque no está dentro de lo que me preguntaron en el informe, habrían cometido cohecho todas las personas que estuvieron relacionadas a ese hecho de ofrecer dinero al juez a cambio de la expedición.
Even though it is outside the scope of what I was asked, all individuals who participated in that act of giving money to the judge in exchange for the issuance of
A cambio de la expedición de una sentencia favorable.
of a favorable judgment
Are guilty of bribery, correct?
serían culpables de cohecho, ¿correcto?
Sí.
Yes.
In fact, Zambrano was removed from the Ecuadorian judiciary for illegally arranging the release of accused drug traffickers. Yet, the plaintiff's lawyers' corruption continues as they attempt to cover up their scheme. Judge Zambrano himself has continued to meet with plaintiff's lawyers on multiple occasions. The ties between plaintiff's lawyers and Judge Zambrano offer more clear evidence of a tainted and corrupt process, an illegal scheme that produced the fraudulent $18.2 billion judgment against Chevron in Ecuador.